Once a year, National Guardsmen throughout our country and its territories assemble for 15 days of field training. There, these hundreds of thousands of volunteer civilian soldiers put the final professional polish to their weekly hometown armory training. This field training has one objective: to make ready the individual soldier to fulfill his mission on the national defense team. National Guard commanders have planned the summer's training in infinite detail. It's a gigantic operation. Almost 500,000 men arriving at camps all over the nation. Barracks are assigned, and top-notch NCOs of the Guard take over. There are new faces, recruits, first time at field training. For them, a special recruit school. From reveille to retreat, it's a steady pace. Close order drill and manual of arms. First steps toward leadership and promotion. Getting acquainted with the working side of the M1. Camping out, military style. The great traditions, courtesy, and customs of the service. Recruits start to look and feel like National Guardsmen. All men spend many hours on weapon ranges, sharpening marksmanship. Scores are recorded, and there's keen competition among the shooters. The basic weapon of the infantry is the M1 rifle, often called the infantryman's best friend. He learns to handle and fire his rifle expertly. Machine guns, too, are important. Guardsmen are given expert instruction in all types of infantry weapons. Classes in landmines acquaint men with effective uses of minefields. When laying a mine, the excess dirt is carried off in a bag so that no suspicious trace remains. A mild demonstration explosion makes every soldier respect mines. And mine detection is a vital part of this training. Demolition training is highly important to the ground forces. Men are shown how to handle charges with efficiency and confidence, carefully capping and fusing the charge. A tree stump is used in class. In combat, it might be an enemy bridge, concrete bunker, or railroad. Health is of vital interest. Combat medics are thoroughly trained for merciful evacuation of the wounded. These days, helicopters can fly emergency cases out from areas otherwise impossible to reach. Dental work is performed right in the field. Back on the combat firing ranges, we see how fewer and fewer infantrymen carry more and more firepower. Here is the famous recoilless rifle. Just 2 men carry it to fire at enemy tanks, fortifications, and personnel right from the front line. This powerful offensive weapon turns an infantry platoon into a forward arm of the artillery. On another range, National Guardsmen light mortar crews go into action. Fire control receives rapid corrections from forward observation. Heavy mortar crews undergo intensive training. These giants of the Heavy Weapons Company can fire shells in a high arc at dug-in enemy troops and emplacements close to the front. The famous bazooka is extremely effective against tanks. Its rockets can penetrate thick steel plate to disable the crew or force abandonment of the tank. Anti-aircraft half-track units are now an integral part of the infantry. These armored vehicles on tank treads move with forward combat elements. They provide a protective screen of firepower against low-flying hostile aircraft. Here, National Guardsmen train on 50 caliber machine guns being fired at tow targets. Half-tracks with 40-millimeter guns also move with the forward combat elements to protect tanks and infantry from strafing aircraft. Summer training camps provide vast acreages for artillery firing. After a year of armory dry runs only, all gunners are eager to get out on the actual firing line. Every crew fires for a highly prized proficiency rating. National Guard artillery moves into firing positions. The highly mobile 105-millimeter howitzer is readied for a fire mission. Each member of the gun crew knows his part well because teamwork is a major ingredient of artillery. In a well-concealed position, the battery fire control gets its target coordinates from forward observers. Rapid communications are essential, a job well handled by the signalmen. The range and elevation of the fire mission is plotted and passed along to the waiting battery. For months in hometown armories, these crews have gone through gunnery practice with dummy shells. These careful rehearsals pay off for these important days of live ammunition firing. The 155 howitzer, of course, is an even larger and more destructive field piece. But firing procedure is the same. The forward observation post spots the target. Coordinates are radioed or telephoned back to fire control. This information directs the gun crew, who within seconds of target observation have the big gun in action. Forward observation watches the bursts, sends back corrections, and soon the target is bracketed. On-target fire is then only a matter of a very short time. Another of the National Guard's great outfits is its corps of combat engineers. Moving right along with the infantry, sometimes even out front, they must have training and technical skill in tremendous measure. Here, the conditions closely simulate actual battle conditions. Engineers are establishing a bridgehead. Now, they float a truck across the water on a quickly constructed barge. Every man must do his part exactly right, without hesitation, and with complete confidence in every other man. The final phase of summer training is the maneuver. Division staff and troops move out and live in the field. What has been learned is now put to use and evaluated. An aggressor force, wearing strange uniforms and speaking a foreign language, comes into play. Orders from the staff reach field echelons, and the Guard infantry moves out. The ground soldier, who must always be there to take and hold ground. The problem? Aggressors on the move. The order? Launch a counterattack before the aggressor assault gets momentum. Supporting Guard tanks start treads rolling, ready to provide heavy mobile firepower. And this is the aggressor. It's a sham battle, of course, fought with blank cartridges and simulated shell bursts and smoke. But everyone involved takes it seriously. National Guard troops are out to show that every minute of the field training has been well spent. The aggressors are well trained and experienced in surprise and tactical strategy. Their tanks are big and fast. Heading on for the woods, they may smash the Guard counterattack before it's really underway. But there's more to tactics than a frontal attack along the entire line. On another flank in the woods, National Guard tanks lay down a blank barrage in preparation for the jump-off. In a real combat assault, there would be artillery and planes in tactical support. Here, tanks and riflemen move along through clouds of red smoke. Smoke shells are usually dropped by mortars to blind the enemy, make him waste ammunition, make him wonder just where you are and when you're going to strike. Caught by the Guard's coordinated frontal and flank attack, the aggressors have to open up. They let go with heavy simulated fire. A direct hit by a simulated rocket, and there's one less aggressor tank in action. The field problem continues as the infantry moves up. Everything is as close to real combat as it is safe to create. Group by group, the aggressor force surrenders. Aggressor prisoners are brought in as the final mop-up takes place. Dedicated to the defense of this nation, your National Guard trains to be ready. In its ranks are citizens who are willing to give of their time and knowledge to make this nation strong. The bank clerk who drives a tank. The carpenter who fires a howitzer. The school teacher who commands an infantry company. Your National Guard. Military strength at minimum cost, ready to defend our freedom.